Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Hoy es miércoles, el 30 de septiembre. Hoy vamos a repasar los resultados de tu examen del capítulo 1A. Y vamos a repasar la tarea de hoy también, the Dice Roll Game Activity, practicing stem changing verbs. Y vamos a empezar la tarea para la próxima clase. We're going to spend a good portion of class today going over the 2 homework assignments that you have for Friday or for when we get back from break if you're watching this video for Thursday's classes. The reason why I have these 2 activities is because the one area of the Chapter 1A quiz where I feel like the majority of you could have done better was the conjugations. A lot of you, and maybe it was poor instructions on my part. I thought the instructions were quite explicit, that it asked you, if we open up the quiz together, I think where most people may have missed points, and again, the quiz was out of 40, so for this particular section, it would have hit you quite hard, was right here. So it says choose one AR, one ER, and one IR verb and correctly conjugate each one in each of the 5 forms in the present tense. And to be sure to include the subject pronouns in Espanol for each of your conjugations. And I gave an example for what an AR verb would look like. Now, I didn't give an ER verb and an IR verb. I didn't feel like that was necessary, but perhaps that's something that I should have done to demonstrate to you that you needed to do one of each. So that's where many of you lost points. Rather than getting 15, you got 5. You got 5 because you only gave me one of the 3 verbs that were in the instructions, right? One AR, one ER, and one IR. So you'd have an ER verb and an IR verb just like this. I didn't want to give you everything because I felt like I'd be giving you too much in the example. But nonetheless, I understand maybe how that might not have been clear. So this is why I'm going to give you these 2 homework assignments, and I'm going to grade them both as quizzes, even though I don't consider them to be quizzes in terms of difficulty. But we're gonna do that anyway. I know many of you have been reaching out. What can I do to raise my grade? We can't go back in time and make up assignments from August. You guys understand that with my late work policy that it's only 3 class meetings past due, an assignment that you can make up. So anything that's beyond really last week would be over 3 class meetings at this point. So if you're asking yourself that question or asking that of me, well, what can I do to raise my grade? Well, here's your answer. Do these 2 assignments, which are both due the next time I see you. The conjugation worksheet, it's pretty straightforward, guys. If you click on that or if you go to assignments and find it, it gives you the examples of how to conjugate AR, ER, and IR verbs. These same examples you can find in your e-textbook or hard copy of your textbook if you go to page 9. And if you also go into Canvas, I created a page, a reference page that you could refer to that has a walkthrough of the videos to how to conjugate. Now I'll bring that up in just a moment here. But here exactly as you see it on the worksheet, you have the explanation, right, of how to conjugate AR, ER, and IR verbs. We did some examples together in exercise 14. You can even Google these answers. If you Google, Realidades 2, Ejercicio 4, Página 9, you'll find the answers on a website called Slader. Many students use it to cheat and copy the answers, but since we're not doing many exercises out of the book, you can use it as an opportunity to check your answers when we're not together. So anyway, page 9 is with reference to this worksheet, and all you need to do is conjugate, right? Start with the infinitive, take off the AR ending, and then add to the stem o, as, a, amos, an. For AR verbs, o, s, e, emos, en. For ER verbs, and o, s, e, imos, en. For IR verbs, the endings that go with the subjects. Just fundamental, you know what I mean? Like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division for math. This is a skill you guys need to show me that you have down and you have down pat. So this worksheet, again, graded as a quiz. Turn it in on time by the next time I see you. Fill in the blanks. You guys can type it in. You can print this out, and you can fill it out, and you can upload a picture of your responses if you're going to write it out in your notebook. However you want to fill this out, by all means, go for it. But fill in the blanks with the correct conjugation. So mandar is an AR verb. In the yo form, I'd take off the AR, put an O. Take off the AR, put an O. That would be yo mando. Yo mando un correo. I send an email. Número dos, el profesor talks a lot. Video's going a little long. Maybe I should be more mindful of how long I'm talking. El profesor is the él, ella, usted form, él, because we're talking about the teacher, male teacher. So you actually have the answer right here, right? Drop the AR in hablar, put the A ending that matches the form. Your answer for number 2 is hablar. Ellos, drop the AR, put the AR ending, the ellos ending that matches there, and your answer would be bailan. Guys, this is really fundamental, and you need to demonstrate your proficiency with this. Student tutorial on Thursdays, Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, as well. If you want to come and see me on Friday right before we go on break, you're welcome to do that as well. Here for part B, you're doing a mix, right? Please be careful of what kind of verb it is when I say what kind of ending, whether it's AR, ER, or IR. A lot of you guys on bingo lost points. Just small mistakes, you know what I mean? Easily correctable mistakes where you're using AR endings for ER, IR verbs. Everything you need here is right in front of you, page 9 in the textbook. And I created also, if you go back into modules, present tense of regular verbs. You have everything you need there. The video that walks you through it, how to conjugate verbs, the PowerPoint. I mean, everything is available there for you guys, and you're welcome to make reference to that as you guys complete that worksheet. So that's the first thing you have to finish for next class is the worksheet. The next thing you have to finish is the quiz. And the quiz is arguably easier than the worksheet, in my opinion. Fill out this chart. Use the notes that are right there in front of you from the previous worksheet. Show me how you know how to conjugate the verb hablar, what it means, and how you conjugate it in all the forms. Comer and vivir. Fill in these blanks with the way that they appear on page 9. Define infinitive. Use your notes, that PowerPoint that I referred to, and then describe what conjugating means, guys. That is your homework for next class.